Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl in your face while you're sleeping. Real haunted houses. It kind of makes you swallow thickly and open your eyes a little wider at the mere thought of it, right? Just imagine it. Buying that beautiful place where you might grow old with your family and begin enjoying the memories in your dream home. But what if there was something more lurking there? What on earth would you do if it was haunted? Yowsers. That's a thought we probably don't want to contend with. Welcome to the channel, everyone. We're extremely happy that you could join us today. And we're here with another awesome topic video just for your enjoyment. This very exciting countdown is on the cool topic of 10 scariest real haunted houses shown on camera. Make sure you stick around with us to find out what happened to a visitor in one of the homes when he came into contact with a ghost there. It's not pretty at all. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that will take just 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell and you get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works. Number 10. At the 10th spot, we're going to introduce you to this haunted house. In fact, this is known as the Murder House in Iowa. Sounds creepy. On June 9th, 1812, 8 people were savagely murdered by an intruder wielding an axe. Some of the victims were children, and at the time, the news of the event spread far and wide due to the simply shocking and barbaric nature of the horrific crime. It is said that ghosts of the victims still roam there, with sounds of faint voices and footsteps too, signaling to paranormal investigators that the place is very haunted indeed. There are tours throughout the home, but sometimes these are cut short because of just how surreal the experience is, with sounds of voices, of children crying, furniture rearrangements occurring, and falling objects which are sometimes way too creepy for those visitors who get a spine-tingling scare as they look within it. Would you tour this place? Or is it just too creepy for you? Let us know in the comments below. Sometimes it's better to leave the paranormal alone, right? Tell us your thoughts about this. Number 9. At spot number 9, we're taking you to the next creepy countdown placement. This is a said to be very real residence in Kansas City and is known as Sarah Castle. Many tragedies and deaths occurred here, including the first owner who passed away at the property, and others too, like John and Eve Perkins who committed suicide by shooting themselves. And later, a young girl also ended up drowning in a pool which was added to the property years later. All lives lost occurred in some tragic way, and it is set in the high tower. Lights can be seen randomly, as if there's something energetically occurring there. Something unexplainable, with orbs at times too. Witnesses have reported hearing loud laughter, as well as shouting and crying, with no explanation as to where the voices are from, especially seeing that the castle is quite isolated in its locality. Silhouettes have also been seen in the lookout tower in the castle, which many believe are the spirits of those who lost their lives at the residence. Have you heard of this place before? And would you visit it knowing its dark history? Let us know below. Number 8. At the 8th spot, we're going to bring you this haunted locale. It is known to be the Octagon House in Washington, USA. The house is said to be spooky and really haunted, in fact. The Octagon House was built in the year 1801 and it was constructed for Colonel John Taylor and was briefly used as a site for the French embassy during the war in the year 1812. Dubbed as the most haunted place in Washington, the house is a central point for activity that's classed as being paranormal, with strange footsteps embarking upon the staircase, the sound of a woman's voice throughout the house, and the scariest occurrence of doors being locked without anyone physically locking them, as well as light switches being turned on and off without explanation for it. Many of the guests of this property are dumbfounded as to the hive of activity that occurs here. They simply cannot believe just how spooky it really is, especially when doors lock them in a room. Now let's get to the next spot right now before we get locked out of this part of the countdown. Number 7. At spot number 7, we're showing you this creepy place. The approximate 900-year-old Edinburgh Castle is a well-studied phenomenon, a locale that saw the Black Plague and other historic events throughout history. In fact, it's so haunted that even scientists funded an investigation to discover and study the paranormal activity both in and around the very famous locality. It is said that there are spirits roaming in and around the castle, and that these spirits belong to those people who lost their lives during the plague. In 2001, during the month of April, the vaults, cellars, dungeons, chambers, and hallways were studied for paranormal activity and evidence of it. The professionals studying the paranormal activity felt their clothes being tugged at, reported many shadowy figures moving around the vicinity in the studied areas. felt as though their faces were being touched, and there was also some reports of feeling a burning sensation on their arms. And this creepy castle takes our 7th spot in the countdown for the 10 scariest real haunted houses shown on camera. Number 6. At spot number 6, we're looking at this haunted addition to our countdown. This is the Bel Air House. This house is located in Bel Air, Ohio, and this locality has been synonymous with paranormal activity, with one owner speaking about a gray-colored apparition he saw leaning across the couch whilst living there. Many other homeowners of the property felt as though they were being touched and captured orbs of light in the residence too. The most recent owner allowed paranormal ghost hunters to have a red-hot look at some of the evidence they could try to ascertain within the property. They were intrigued by the hive of activity within the home, and it seems that the energy there is truly off the charts and in line with being paranormal or even supernatural in nature. And this Ohio residence takes our number 6 spot in our cool and creepy countdown today. Number 5. We're now at the halfway point, showing you the Black Swan Inn. In fact, this locality was built in the 1800s, and its guests are reeling with its unbelievably spooky paranormal activity, showcasing sudden temperature changes, apparitions, and noises that simply can't be explained. Would you stay here? Imagine being a guest for a whole week. That would definitely make the hairs on the back of your neck begin to tingle. Jolene Woods and Paul Park Street were the original homeowners of this place when it was first built as a private residence. It is believed that the paranormal activity is due to both of them spiriting the grounds, as they entertain their live guests with unexpected occurrences, with a scary delight waiting for each new guest. One of their favorite spooky treats is said to be flickering lights, unless there's a poor connection to the electricity source, which isn't the case in this scenario. And Black Swan Inn takes the halfway spot in our countdown today. And maybe it's making you rethink that stay away for your upcoming vacation at that old motel. Number 4. At spot number 4, we're definitely going to spook you with this house hotel. This is Thomas House Hotel, and this location is featured as a gateway stay in Red Boiling Springs in Tennessee, a bed and breakfast now, and formerly known as the Cloyd Hotel. The residence was built in 1890, and room 37 is said to be the most active for paranormal activity, if that's what floats your boat. Yikes. In fact, the residence is synonymous with dark, shadowy figures, an organ which plays even when it's not functional, crashing sounds which appear to be unexplainable, and a recurring apparition of an elderly woman which is spotted quite often by guests. Some vacationers have even heard strange whistling sounds, and there have been pictures which unbelievably disappear and then reappear after a time inside the gift shop. And this crazy haunted Thomas House Hotel takes our 4th spot in the countdown for the 10 scariest haunted houses shown on camera. Well, technically it's a house hotel. Number 3. At the 3rd spot in the countdown, we're taking you to see our next spooky locality. This is Sally House, and this residence is considered to be the permanent home for what is known as the Heartland Ghost. The location is in Atchison, Kansas, and was once the home of the town's doctor who lived on the upper floor with his family. The house is said to be haunted by a young girl named Sally, and at the time, the surgery performed to save her life was unsuccessful. Sightings of Sally began in the year of 1993, and visitors to the residence say they have been touched and seen other apparitions of ghosts too. And some also state that spontaneous spot fires have ignited, without any scientific explanation of the cause being ascertained. And this well-renowned Sally House takes the 3rd spot in our countdown today for the 10 scariest real haunted houses shown on camera. Number 2. Here's our best pick, and this one's sent in by Adele Campion from Australia. Thanks so much, Adele. We're happy you thought of us today. She actually has no clue where it's from, except to say that her girlfriend found it in her late mother's belongings, and it has a note saying Haunted House Tour, USA. It was apparently taken in the US while her friend's mother was visiting a scary house tour. At this point in our countdown, we'd like to ask our viewers if they've ever encountered anything paranormal. And if so, what was it? And how did you feel as the experience played out? Let us know in detail what happened and where it occurred if you can, because we'd certainly love to hear all about it in our comment section below. Thanks so much for sending this best pick today, Adele. We're extremely grateful you thought of us here at the channel. What an awesome pick. And this best pick picture takes our 2nd spot in the countdown for the 10 scariest real haunted houses shown on camera. Number 1. At spot number 1 now, we're showing you this real and very scary haunted house. This is the Morris Jummel Mansion, located in New York. Its hauntedness is the scariest of the countdown, in fact. So let's take a look at why this is. Morris Jungle Mansion was built in the year of 1765 and has seen a lot of history at its expansive Manhattan location. Roaming spirits have often been seen within its hallways, and a report of a visitor to the home suffered a myocardial infarction when coming into contact with one of the spirits at the residence. It's difficult to say whether or not this was paranormal foul play or if the occurrence was from the shock from seeing a spirit. Interestingly, and quite shockingly, another visitor fainted after witnessing a soldier in a painting walk out from the artwork that was featured hanging on the wall at the well-known Manhattan address. Wow, that would be creepy and way too surreal for all of us here at the channel. And this scary, creepy Morris Jungle Mansion takes our #1 spot in the countdown for the 10 scariest real haunted houses shown on camera. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're happy you got a little spooked by the content we showed you here in this scary and spooky countdown. It really was kind of freaky to say the least. Don't forget to comment below and say hi or tell us your thoughts on this topic video. Remember to check out our other awesome videos for other interesting content too. And until next time, bye for now and happy ghost hunting.